All right, I'm pleased to be joined by James McCarthy of Perform for the interview. So, James, why don't you first talk us through what Perform does?
Perform's basically a sort of big global sports news agency. It's got many different branches, but the fact that I work in is Omnisports, which is sports news. And if you imagine what Reuters does for news, we're basically the same sort of thing, just for sports. We work with Opta, we work with the WTA. The company as a whole owns Opta. The media partners for WTA, the media partners for FIBA, which is the World Basketball Organisation. So effectively, it's got a lot of sporting aspects to it. Also, there's a sort of online streaming platform called DAZN, and what that is effectively, it's like Netflix for sport. Currently just in Germany, Switzerland, and going to be in Canada and Japan and all sorts of places like that. But effectively, that's what Perform is.
Okay, and you mentioned the fact that Perform cover a lot of different sports and clients. What does your job kind of entail on a day-to-day basis?
My job at the moment is a sports news producer. So what I do is I deal with the day-to-day of our newsroom. So we produce a lot of uncut and ready clips, about 12,000 a year in total. And we send those out uncut for clients to produce their own videos. So we'll send raw footage and training GVs, archive shots, whatever to support the news that day, or an interview or whatever like that. And the clients will build that themselves, and that goes to clients like BT Sports, Sky Sports, beIN Sport in sort of the Middle East, Al Jazeera, all those sort of clients take the uncut service. And then we also produce a ready feed, which is where we actually package the story ourselves and send it out to clients as a ready-made piece. So like Yahoo take that automatically. A lot of the newspaper websites like the Daily Mail take that, the Mirror, the Sun take some things from us. So effectively that's the sort of basic, and what I do is I sort of manage the day-to-day running of the newsroom.
What were you doing before you were a producer?
I did a sports journalism degree, or by broadcast journalism degree at the University of Leeds. That's where I came from originally, and then as you probably realise yourself, it's quite difficult to get, so the experience in the industry is very important. So I actually did 12 months in local radio in the Midlands, working for a company called Touch FM, and what I did effectively was work for pretty much expenses. It wasn't far above, it was slightly above that. I wouldn't recommend that to everyone, but it was the way that I could get into the industry and get a foot in. And then I actually joined Perform in 2011 on a 3-month contract for the Rugby World Cup. So I was brought in, and then off the back of that they went, we want to give this guy a full-time job, and I've been here ever since. Started as a sort of edit assistant, and then uncut AP, ready AP, worked my way up, and did 3 years of overnights, working 7 nights on, 7 nights off, doing 10-hour shifts. That was a fun experience, but it's all things that have sort of got me to the position I am today, and it's the sort of thing is, you know, you have to work hard, and then once you work hard it does get recognised.
Yeah, leading on from that, what sort of advice would you have for young journalists in my kind of shoes, and also what kind of things would you say companies like Perform look for from graduates and journalists when they're hiring?
The best thing we look for, really, it's not necessarily about the experience or the CV, it's about the attitude when you come into something, the sort of work ethic. If you can get yourself a lot of experience, take whatever's coming. If someone's willing to offer you a week's work experience, take it. If someone's willing to give you 2 weeks or a month or placement, if someone's offers you off the back of that, willing to give you freelance work, then get yourself as much on that CV as you can, because in the long term it's going to help you, and you're going to sort of end up with more options. I think the thing for me at the moment, we certainly get the most recent job. We actually took someone in on a work experience placement who was so impressive that we added him to the freelance list, and impressed so much on that he's now got the full-time job, and there were about 40 applicants for that job, and he wasn't by no means the most qualified, but he had the right attitude, the right enthusiasm, and also had put the necessary experience into place. So my advice is get as much experience as you can, get out there and sort of really just enjoy it.